Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, when you're driving down the road, you might be seeing these beautiful flowers in the nature. And here to talk about that is Dan Hodges from Johnny Appleseed. So welcome, Dan.
Absolutely, Chris. Flowers in the nature, that's what we're talking about today. You know what, this is one of my very favorite stretches of habitat in the Park District in mid-July. This is a prairie here. I'm actually up in Modern Metro Park up in Bluffton. But this sort of landscape is what you can expect from a prairie habitat. Very few trees, mostly flowers, dominated by flowers and grasses. The grasses are kind of later into the summer season, and the flowers really have their heyday starting in early summer. And this is one of my favorites. I just love this pink flower here. This is bergamot. It's where we get Earl Grey tea from, by the way. One of my very favorite flowers. And you'll see this landscape sort of just waves of change coming throughout the season. So starting with this bergamot and the gray-headed coneflower, that's the yellow one here. And kind of switching over to, you know, brown-eyed Susans, and we've got the purple coneflower, and then goldenrod later in the season, and asters. It's just a gorgeous place to be. And one of the reasons why I love it so much is, you know, I'm a forest guy, but everything is down on our level in the prairie, so you don't have to think 40 feet in the air where those birds are. You can really focus on the plants, the flowers that are right here at our level.
Yeah, Dan, I can hear the birds in the background, so I was wondering if there are any other animals that you might come across in these prairies.
Absolutely. So birds, especially here in the early summer, they're still nesting. The goldfinches are just starting, and they're singing out here right now even, and they're loving it. And another reason, like I said, they're down here at our level. They're not at the tops of the trees. There's no trees out here. They're down at our level, and so you get really great looks, especially in the morning time. As the day heats up, you're going to see a lot more bugs. I'm talking butterflies and bees, all sorts of really cool beetles, all sorts of really cool animals here. There's more too, but of course some of those others are hard to see, but there's deer, and there's voles, and there's snakes, and there's all sorts of really cool wildlife in a prairie. Some of it depends on these types of habitats, these plants growing down low. Some of them you won't find in the forest, you'll only find in the prairie. And it's really, really cool. Actually, you know, real quick here, I gotta take you with me. I gotta show you this over here, because as I was preparing for this, I found a friend of mine. So here we are walking through the prairie, just gorgeous. And here early in the morning, I actually found a sleeping bee. So if you look right here on the underside of this is a sleeping bumblebee right here. He's grasping the back of the stem. He's a little wet and soggy. It doesn't even look alive, but she is, and she's going to be ready to go here a little bit later in the day.
Yeah.
It's hot out here. Go ahead, Chris.
Dan, I was going to ask you real quick, is that you know, for those that want to actually go to one of these beautiful prairies, where are they located at here?
Absolutely. So we've got, of course, Modern Metro Park's our biggest one, but you'll find prairie habitat in a number of different spaces. Things like Teddy Bear Park, Ottawa Metro Park. We have one of our oldest, small, but one of our most healthy prairies out at Kendrick Woods, actually, Kirchhoff Prairie. So you can find them in a number of different places. You can put them in your yard if you want to. Certainly some of these plants can be incorporated in our traditional gardening habits. And sometimes we can turn our lawn into these prairies. It's really just a magical place. Gets hot, so wear sunscreen, bring a hat, get some water. Sometimes there's ticks out here too, but that's just part of the program. So come out to the prairie, see the flowers, and come out every couple of weeks, because everything changes as the season goes on.
That's right. Well, Dan, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and encouraging us to go out and experiencing that beautiful nature.
Absolutely. I love it. Got to get outside, Chris.
All right. Well, don't go away, because we have more when we return.